Next we have Lori Ordon and Raven Montemayor. Daniel number 2, theme, Jehovah blesses whole soul devotion based on the Insight book. Our setting is an older person encouraging a youth.
Lori, I really love Jehovah, and I want to serve him for the rest of my life. But sometimes the kids at school make fun of me, and I feel bad about that.
Raven, I can really tell that you love Jehovah, and sometimes even as adults, we get opposition from people that we know. But one thing we can be sure of is Jehovah blesses those who have whole soul devotion to him. The Bible is full of people who have overcome obstacles and they've come off victoriously. One of my favorites is Daniel.
I remember some things about Daniel. Wasn't he in Babylon?
Yes, he was. And it was in the year of 617 BCE, and he and many others were taken captive from Jerusalem, and they went to Babylon. And he was only a teenager, Raven. So right away, his devotion to Jehovah was tested. He and other young ones were selected for governmental training. This meant that they had to eat the food of the Babylonians. Right away, he requested from the court official a diet of just water and vegetables. He was concerned about the king's food either being prohibited by the Mosaic law or else possibly defiled by pagan rituals.
Wow, he was young and he stood up for Jehovah to governmental officials. He was brave.
He really was brave, and he knew what pleased Jehovah. But look how Jehovah blessed those young ones. We'll turn to the book of Daniel now. And in chapter 1, let's see how that test came out. And we'll look at verses 18 through 20. And it says, at the end of the time that the king had specified to bring them in, the principal court official brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. When the king spoke with them, no one in the entire group was found to be like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, and they continued to serve before the king. In every matter requiring wisdom and understanding that the king would ask them about, he found them 10 times better than all the magic practicing priests and the conjurers in his entire realm. So even at that young age, Daniel knew what was right. About 10 years later, the king had a dream. No one could interpret it. The king threatened to kill all the wise men, and this included Daniel. What would Daniel do? He prayed to Jehovah, the revealer of secrets, and Jehovah gave Daniel the meaning of the dream. So this saved Daniel's life and all the other wise men too. This was another blessing from Jehovah. The last account we'll talk about was under Babylonian rule, and this was concerning another king and the writing on the wall. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was when the king was using the things taken out of Jehovah's tabernacle. Jehovah was mad.
Yes, he was. You know, Daniel relied on Jehovah his whole life, and this was one more time that Daniel turned to Jehovah to reveal a mystery. This time it was the fall of 539 BCE. Daniel had been in Babylon for almost 80 years. Giving full credit to Jehovah, Daniel revealed that the handwriting signaled the end of the Babylonian world power. That very night, Babylon was conquered by the Medes and the Persians. The king was killed, but Daniel survived. Jehovah blessed his devotion even in his old age. The best blessing that Daniel received for his whole soul devotion to Jehovah is recorded in the last chapter of Daniel, and this is going to be Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13. Ray, do you want to read that one?
Sure. It reads, "But as for you, go on to the end. You will rest, but you will stand up for your lot at the end of the days."
Okay, so this was actually an assurance that Daniel would have a resurrection. In fact, I have a Daniel book here, Daniel's Prophecy, and on page 307, under the chapter, Jehovah promises Daniel a wonderful reward. There's Daniel in paradise. Look how young he is. So Daniel was blessed by Jehovah throughout his life for his faith and devotion to Jehovah.
I would think about Daniel now, Just like Jehovah blessed him for his faith in Jehovah and devotion, I know that Jehovah will bless me too.
Raven, I know that's going to be true, and I know that you're going to be successful at school too.
Thank you, Lord, for the help.
You're welcome.